show sent me a message and said something about Nyla. That's why I said, oh my gosh, somebody said something about, oh, you said that you have a super crush on Nyla Rose. Did you know she's a man? Okay, first of all,
do you know who you're talking to? That's what I would have responded if I were you.
Right. First of all, she's not a man. She's a woman.
Right.
Okay?
It's the surgery. She was
born as a male, and that's fine. On this day, as of today, right now, that is a woman.
Yes.
That's what she chose to be. That's what she did.
Body shape doesn't say asshole, so, but
I am an asshole. Yeah. That's what happens. Okay. And I don't judge women on their past.
Right.
I judge women on their present. And if she's a woman right now, she's a woman to me. I would still fuck her. I'm just going to put it out there. I thought this was actually the way I thought that the three-way tag match was to showcase Private Party. I felt like this match was to showcase Nyla Rose. I think she really stole the show. Rio and Sakazaki were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they did really good at bumping around for Rose, which was their job, and they helped make her look better. If there was other women who couldn't sell as good, I don't think Nyla would have looked as good.
I like the fact that they're still keeping Nyla from a win, too, because it'll make it that much better when she does.
That is good. And Excalibur even kind of pointed out how it was Nyla Rose's complacency. Because she had
times that she could have won the match but wanted to keep going.
But she didn't. Yep. So that could be something going forward. That could be kind of a theme going on, and I like that. I do like that they did show off Rio and Sakazaki's Joshi style, because a lot of people aren't familiar with that here in the United States. A lot of high spots, near falls, and the crowd.
Man, I've been repping Joshi
really
style my whole life.
Yeah, you have. Fans were really into this. One thing I thought, this is the last thing I put on my notes, Pacey, which completely is separate from you, but we're two different people. We can feel different ways. The last note I have here on this match, what is certain is Rose has the makings of a breakout star for AEW if she can continue delivering at this level.
I think AEW has to be careful about how they push her. And it's not, I mean, they should just push her like any other woman. But the amount of backlash you can get from the Trump supporters in the world, I mean, that could, maybe it doesn't matter to them, but
the Trump supporters are going to go to WWE.
Right. Right. Oh, well, the Trump,
We got that
in the news?
Bernie Sanders. We got the Bernie Sanders guys.
Do we have that in the news? Fox is trying to get Trump to make an appearance on SmackDown after they make the move. That'll be so fucking.
I believe it, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Anytime, no matter who the president is, you can get the president on your show. That's a plus. I don't like Trump. I don't back Trump. I don't want to see Trump.
Man, remember when Trump was on Saturday Night Live? I wish he'd do that while he was in office.
Remember when Trump was on WWE?
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be his first appearance. It was pretty entertaining. Come on. He owned WWE. Moving on, we got the men's Fatal 4-Way match. We had Adam Page defeating Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, and MJF.
As he should.
We should say at this point, Pasty, you're up 2-1.
Yes.
We both had Shima for the win, so we both picked up 1 point there. You picked Riho, who I'm a huge fan of, and I think she definitely deserved that win, and I see great things coming for her, but I, of course, picked Nyla Rose. On this one, we both picked MJF, who lost.
But if anybody was going to win who wasn't MJF, Adam Page is the way to go.
Right, with his match coming up. I just thought that he could lose without being pinned, and that's what I thought they were going to do. I was wrong.
I still liked it. This was a good match for a Fatal 4-Way.
It was okay. Yeah. I heard that MJF went too long on his promo, and that upset a few of the wrestlers backstage, especially Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
But he's the best at promos. I don't think there's anybody who can out-promo him in the entire...
Paul Heyman.
You think so? I want to see that.
Oh, easily. Easily.
And then watch him get his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar afterwards. Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Kevin Owens could out-promo him. I'll give Kevin that nod. Alexa Bliss could out-promo him. There's not a lot. Let's just say that. There's not a lot, but there are people.
I'm excited for him and Jericho to have a thing. I know Jericho already talked shit about him because he has a scarf, and that was awesome.
Right. That's classic pro wrestling. If you go back in time and watch pro wrestling, heels wear scarves. It's been happening since like the 60s.
It's flamboyancy.
50s.
Heels are usually very flamboyant.
Heels wear scarves. Yeah, it's just that
heels.
You
I've never put a scarf on my heel in my life. You're
cold
though. You got scarves on your heels today.
There's a picture that's been going around. I don't have it up on our Facebook page. I don't know if you did, Pasty, but of Jungle Boy actually sitting on Luchasaurus waiting for MJF to shut the fuck up, and he's actually like hanging backwards. Like his knees, he's on his shoulders, but his head is hanging backwards like by Luchasaurus's butt. Like he's just like, oh my god, hurry up. It's pretty cute to be honest.
I did see somebody share a picture, you did, I think, on Beef Sticks of them back when they were in fucking wrestling school.
Yes, and Luchasaurus looks 7 years old.
No.
Or not Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy looks 7
years old. He was about
7
years old, yeah.
But yeah, there's a cute little throwback of them now and then. So I recommend checking that out.
It's nice to know they've been together for that long. They're going to be a good tag team.
They have. They went to the same wrestling school. I think they're going to be awesome. MJF is awesome. I didn't think his promo connected here with the audience, at least not as good as he's been doing. And I think part of it was he was trying really hard to pull the gamer card, and I don't think it just didn't hit. I don't know. It was good. I liked it, but the audience didn't seem behind it. Solid match, though. The one thing I will say that I noticed, it didn't look like any one person stood out. And I guess that can be a good thing, but...
If there was one thing I could change, I think I would probably put this as the first match on the main card, and then it would have gotten the elevation it deserved.
If there's one thing I could change, it would probably be changing it from a 4-way to a 3-way. And I hate to say it, I would take out Jungle Boy probably, but I think there was just one too many people taking the attention from everybody else.
Yeah. It'll be so good when we get Adam Page versus MJF, though.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
I gave this one a C. I wasn't high on this match, but it let all those 4 guys on. That's what I felt it was, the obligatory. Let's get these 4 guys on here.
Yeah.
Sort of deal.
Yeah.
Which, you need them sometimes.
And then they said that Jimmy Havoc went to training school with Fergal Devitt or whatever, Finn Balor. And then he did the fucking chest stomp off the top rope, and I'm like, oh, so is that all they teach in that school? Is it that and good abs, and you failed that half, or what?
Oh, burn Pasty!
That's why he's not in WWE.
I guess this might be the best time to point out I was listening to a podcast which Matt Morgan was on. And Matt Morgan basically said about Jimmy Havoc, he was like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? He just looks like a random dude off the street, and I don't want to see him.
He looks super awesome until he takes his mask off, and then I'm like, go away. Just wear the mask during the match. You'll be okay.
And it'd be fine if there weren't a lot of people.
It's kind of a thing I've got, with
gimmick and doing that same concept.
Yeah. It's just the new metal, like, emo kind of thing.
Yeah. And I love it. I love Jimmy Havoc. On one-on-one matches with the right guys, he can just tear the house
you picture
down.
him one way, and then he takes off the mask, and you're like, that's not what I expected. It's just like Joey Janela with his sunglasses. It's like, keep him the fuck on.
It's somebody who kind of seems exactly the same person as Jimmy Havoc. Darby Allin took on Cody
I
Rhodes.
like Darby Allin. He's like the Marshall Mathers of wrestling.
I don't know if that's good or bad, Pasty.
He's going to be a really great underdog for this company. And
First of all, let's say Cody and Darby went to a time limit draw, which I thought was just awesome.
Yeah, they started calling the time limit in the match prior, just so it wasn't weird.
Well, I think that's the only one that went that long also.
Yeah.
And let me say, as a fan who I've said, I grew up watching NWA and WCW in the 80s and early 90s. I love time limits on every match, because if you put time limits on every match, every now and then you can pull off the time limit draw and it doesn't seem cheap. WWE every now and then will do a time limit draw, but it'll be the one match that they say, oh, and don't forget today I have a 10-minute time limit. It's like, as soon as they say that, you know they're going to hit the time.
Yeah.
I like having a set time, and I like it. It just seems professional. It seems like you're running a real sports show.
Right.
There's
time fucking
we have
matters.
this many matches. We have this much for the
Honestly,
pay-per-view channel.
maybe now that WWE is not doing wrestling during commercials, they should start doing it too. And then everybody can be like, you jacked that from AEW.
I would love it. As long as we don't go back to getting disqualified for throwing people over the top rope. I never was a fan of that.
Getting disqualified for what? When did that happen?
Oh my gosh, in the 80s, both in NWA and WWF, that was a rule. If you threw somebody over the top rope, it's too dangerous, Pasty.
It's so dangerous.
It is too dangerous.
They weren't jumping off ladders back then, were they?
What is wrong with you people? Over the top rope, onto the concrete, Pasty.
That's a whole 8 feet. Who could survive that?
What is wrong with you? Yeah, that was...
I want to go back in time and be like, hey, in just about 15 years, you're going to watch Mick Foley plummet to his death from 40 feet.
No.
Now, that was a joke because he's not really going to die, but watch out for Owen Hart.
There you go. That's horrible. Oh my gosh, we got to get moving. I knew we were going to spend a lot of time on this, but we're spending even more than I thought.
Well, the more we talk about it, the more I realize I like some of these matches. Cody versus Darby was good. Cody is still impressing me. I liked his role as like the bigger... I'm not used to seeing Cody be the big guy. So that was...
Correct.
It was good. And Darby is the best seller ever, and that coffin drop off the top rope onto the hardest part of the ring that they had to remind us. God damn it. AEW, don't ever do that again. We know. I want a company to strive to make the softest edge of a wrestling ring. It's like completely like Nerf foam.
Make it out of those pool noodles.
There you go.
I was pissed when they said that because their last pay-per-view, I even went out of my way to point out that they didn't say that when somebody hit it. I was like, it's so refreshing to not hear them say it every time they hit it. Oh my God, he said it. I will say though, Pasty, as you say that, one of my notes here is the coffin drop elbow off the top of the apron was unbelievable.
Yes, and it actually deserved them to say that's the hardest part of the ring, unlike 90% of the time when they do it.
I still don't think they had to say it.
No. It would have been better to just say, oh my God, he died.
The thing I felt with this match is, this was my kind of match, honestly. I didn't think these two had any chemistry together. I didn't feel it. And it made me think of, you can have two of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and the one that pops into my mind, Undertaker and Stone Cold. Pasty, go back in your memory and think of one good Undertaker-Stone Cold match. You can't. Two of the greatest wrestlers of all time, they never had chemistry together. They never had good matches. Not because either one's a bad wrestler, they just didn't click, and they had a lot of matches together.
I do think you could have replaced Cody with anybody else, and this match would have been just as good.
I think so. I was expecting more of like a Triple H Mankind type match with Darby just taking so much punishment and Cody being like the cerebral sort of deal, you know? Which I know it's ironic comparing Cody to Triple H, but...
Hey, he did that to himself.
Exactly. They both did good. Mm-hmm. They both did good. To be honest, the crowd was super hot for this. So I might have been the only one who didn't feel chemistry because the crowd was super hot.
It's really hard not to be behind Darby. Like, I found myself, like, right away, I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't even know who this guy is, but yeah, fuck yeah.
No, I loved him, but I felt like they were going through the motions, and they did the motions perfect. I just still felt like they were going through the motions. I loved the ending. Perfect timing. They timed it to where, obviously, Cody was paying attention because he jumped on Arby's. He jumped on the Arby's. That motherfucker got a roast beef and cheddar at the 2-second mark, so there's no way he could have got the pin. And give the ref credit that she hit her hand slaps to the mat on cue also. 2, 1, and then she couldn't get the last one in because of the bell ring. So that was awesome. Shit.
What wasn't awesome is post-match.
Well, before we get to that, one last thing I want to say is Jim Ross sold this fucking Darby Allin like a car sales.
Yes, he did.
And before we go, Pasty, have you seen the Darby Allin John Moxley match that they just had?
What?
Go back and watch that. Throw it in your YouTube
Oh,
machine.
I'm going to.
This is what I wanted to see. And obviously Moxley and Cody are different people, but this shows Darby Allin and these two have chemistry, and there's even an awesome spot when Moxley tapes Darby's hands behind his back.
Nice.
And Darby still does a tope suicida onto Moxley. Handsless. So go hit up your YouTube machine. It's in a small, dinky, independent promotion.
Good.
It was only a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. But this is better.